Welcome to the Mound Visit podcast on the Top 100 Sports Network. I'm your host, Casey Honigbaum, joined as always by the 15-year MLB veteran and all-star Jason Grilli. Before we get into today's episode, we want to remind you to subscribe to the show on the Top 100 Sports Network YouTube channel. You can follow the show wherever you get your podcasts and as well on social media at Top 100 Sports Net. And without further ado, let's get into episode 29 of Mound Visit.
September 6th, Mound Visit, man. We got all kinds of news, and what way to lead off? It's in the news. Extraterrestrials, I know they're buzzing around out here. Even the government's supposed to be making this great website for us to check out. And I do believe there is other life out there. There has to be. We are not alone in this huge realm of space. But the space that we do know that there is confirmation of an alien. The Martian, he's in the Yankees roster and in the field. What a nickname. And I think that's always awesome when people rally behind stuff like that. I mean, I had the grilled cheese was stuck with me, still sticks with me, but a great nickname, man. And you see the people getting all into that, you know. He had his first roll call out in Yankee Stadium.
Did the ET phone home?
ET phone home, pretty cool stuff.
Oh,
so
man.
Phoning home, I wish our fans could phone in. Eventually we'll get there, man, on episode 29. How you doing, Case? What do you got going today?
I'm doing well. Episode 29 of Mound Visit. It's very exciting. I think, actually, this episode, we've done the last couple episodes naming them after a player. 27, obviously, we did Mike Trout. 28, we did Nolan Arenado. I think we could stick to another third baseman for this one. I was thinking Adrian Beltre. When we're talking 29, he's one of my favorite players of all time.
Really?
I grew up playing third base because David Wright was my guy. So obviously I gravitated towards all those third basemen, and he was one of the best growing up for playing for the Rangers. And man, first ballot Hall of Famer once he gets there.
I got to be his teammate in Texas.
Oh, hey, how was he as a teammate?
I mean, do you not want him on your team?
Yeah, right. Did you ever? Because I know the whole thing. He didn't want his head being touched. Did you guys mess with him and try and?
Yeah, no, I didn't screw with his head, man. I didn't want to get involved in that. I might have pissed him off a few other ways. When he wasn't my teammate, I punched him out in a key spot in the playoffs. So, yeah, it was awesome in Toronto. So,
there you go.
But what a player, man. You know?
Yeah.
Great track record.
Yeah.
Episode 29. Here's to you, Adrian Beltre. Congrats on a successful season. We'll see your Hall of Fame speech one of these days.
Yes, sir. Yeah, coming up very soon. But speaking of Hall of Famers, I think a good place to lead off, and then we could get into some other stuff. We'll talk about the UFOs and that sort of thing. But I mean,
there
talking
are freaks of nature on the field, bro.
Exactly.
Ellie De La Cruz has three guys, freaks of nature, and aliens that I wouldn't want to face right now. For me, from what I've been seeing, what I've been watching, what I've been hearing, I would not want to face Mookie Betts. Yeah, no. I would not want to face Jose Altuve right now.
Oh, yeah.
Just tanking balls.
Yep.
Peppering them over the fence. I think he went like 5 home runs in his last 6 or 7 at bats, something like that.
Yeah, he had the first 3 at bats of his game last night were home runs. Yeah, so not bad.
He's got like 5 home runs and 6 at bats or something like that.
Yeah.
Something else. Yeah, so I wouldn't pitch to him.
Yeah. Just let him go. Free pass.
Small strike zone, locked in. Get those alligator arms extended. You know, those are the guys I didn't want to face, the little dudes. And he's a power-hitting little dude.
Yeah.
Famer. Yeah. And the other guy, failing to mention,
Acuna?
Well, yeah, I mean, an MVP candidate, right, for real.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, speaking of those MVP candidates, I put together some numbers, and I was looking at them side by side because I think this NL MVP race is one of the more one of the more fascinating races that I've seen in my lifetime because of how close it is with 3 players, I think. And not only that, but there's 2 of them on the same team in Betts and Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman. And I think it really comes down to, and it's going to be fascinating to see what the voting is like. I actually I shared a little Google Doc with you with all their numbers side by side, so you could see that. But
It's on the screen.
it should. You know what I could do is I could share that screen.
Share it with the crowd, man.
Let's share it with the
audience.
crowd.
Let's get them involved.
Let's do it.
Let's get them involved.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, go back to the alien thing. I mean, have you seen any?
I haven't seen any. I haven't seen any aliens.
There's
No.
a light every morning. I'm like freaking out with all this talk, and it was to roll into our mound visit. Like we always get off base. And last episode, man, we were all over the place. I was thinking about it before today. But there is this light that is beaming pretty bright. It is not moving. It's stationary. I live on a farm. I don't have cows. So I'm hoping they're not coming after Glover, and I sure as hell hope they're not coming after me. Although I would love to go, warp speed somewhere, like in the Millennium Falcon. I would love for them for a ride, as long as they return me back to my home. If they want to take some blood and experiment with human DNA or whatever like that, I checked out okay at my doctor's appointment yesterday, according to my doctors and MDs.
Okay, good.
HIPAA required, but like I said, I don't know with these aliens if they need to check me out and see that I'm a freak show to them. Oh, here we go. We're getting techie. Can we do a screen share? That's blurred.
Can you see it?
Now we can. Yes.
Beautiful.
There we go.
Okay. All right. So I put all the numbers side by side for these races here, and we'll start at the bottom with the MVP. I mean, talking about extraterrestrial life. I mean, look at these numbers that these guys are putting
Who's
up.
the names here? You got to line up the names.
So the reason I didn't put the names is because I want you to look at those numbers and tell me for you who you think stands out the most, because it really is, it's however you want to slice it, and I think it's really interesting. But I mean, you can kind of tell who one of them is because of the stolen bases. Yeah.
Right.
And then you've got the top one. Number 1 is Mookie. Number 2 is Freddie, and number 3 is Acuna. So, I mean, their numbers are all. I mean, they're all so similar.
Well, I mean, Freddie is in there. Great player, is just solid.
Yeah.
As it can be. A pure hitter. I mean, I've seen that guy hit when he wasn't right of mind and well, and he could still parking balls and just ripping doubles. It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
So no offense, and you want that on your team with those numbers, and somewhere in your lineup. But yeah, I don't know how you coin toss
right
between. I mean, wow,
it's insane. It's insane, and not to mention.
Well, in today's day and age, you don't see those numbers. I mean, you're used to seeing batting average of 185.
Yeah, right.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, we're seeing guys now, and it's a larger discussion too when you look at Acuna's stolen bases. I mean, the type of baseball that's being played right now is, it's that small ball a little bit, and batting average is starting to come
Which I'd like
back.
to see, bro. The shift being taken away.
Yeah.
And now we're getting some exciting stuff happening because I think that definitely, I'd love to know the spray charts of, these guys hit totals of what is up the middle, or, they were able to go the opposite way.
Sure.
Depending on double plays and field positioning. So the game's being played, I think, a little bit more like it should be played and right, instead of all that predictable baseball. That was 40% of the game was way too predictable. You don't need coaches. You just need an iPad.
Yeah, and I think that's what's great about, we talked about them at the beginning of the year and before the season started, but a lot of the new rules, and I think they've helped. I think they've really, for what they are, they have really helped bring some more energy and some it's really helped in my opinion, what they've done is allow for the athleticism of these players to shine. And I think that's what's special about it for me, because when's the last time we saw 60 stolen bases in a season? I can't even remember the last time. And then you look at, now you've got a couple guys already over 50, Acuna being one of them, obviously. You've got guys hitting, north of 350, like Luis Arias. You've got two guys on this list right here hitting 330.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's exciting, man.
Yeah.
It makes me remember when I was collecting baseball cards and, maybe guys I didn't follow, and all of a sudden a breakout season, MVP type season, you're like, oh my God, I got to start, trading for these guys' cards with my buddies here.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I think, sometimes what variable does play, and we are getting into the playoff postseason race is here and into the postseason. It will be interesting to see because the Dodgers and the Braves will be in it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think it'll be. I think it'll be definitely a variable on the end of the season awards. Who maybe wins out this? Right? How else do you decide this?
That's the thing. I don't know how you decide this because both the teams are going to be in the playoffs. All three of these guys have been instrumental in helping their teams get there. So I think it could be a similar thing like last year where Judge had that historic season. Ohtani did what he did, but you kind of gave it to Judge because he made history, 60 home runs.
There's no second place trophies, dude.
Right.
So there's only one. You can sit there and go, well, they both are. Yeah, they both are.
But teams. Right.
But there's no second place trophies. So there's one Cy Young winner.
Right.
There's one MVP. You got to pick one.
And that's why I'm thinking that you maybe could go a similar route with this award because there's never been a 30 home run, 60 stolen base season. And maybe that's what – no, never. Eric Davis came close. He had 57 steals for the Reds back in the day. Great player. Too bad his career was cut short by injuries. You always talk about baseball cards. He's a fun one. It's fun to look at the back of his card. But yeah, I think that could be what gives Acuna the edge, in my opinion. I don't know.
Doing something that's historic. Well, it's like, Jose Canseco. I just watched a documentary. I've been watching a ton of baseball documentaries lately.
Yeah.
But, Canseco's bust out. He wanted to be the best player in the world, and he was at one time, and he was the first 40-40 guy.
Yep.
And that was like the big talk and the Oakland A's and all the steroid talk, obviously, but played into that. But like I said, man, you're seeing some unprecedented stuff. We talk about setting the bar, a new world record, like, hey, man, no one's ever done this. That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing to me with all the good ball players that's ever faced this planet. And some of these guys are from a different planet. They come here and put up these new baseball numbers that have never been seen. Aliens everywhere. These are all aliens. I don't know. I've never had a season like that, and I'd go back up top because
let's talk pitching a little bit.
I'm scared to look. I would want to face those guys, so I'm scared of those aliens. Let's go look up at the other aliens.
Before we go up top, I'm putting you on the spot. Who are you picking as your MVP?
I would have to say Acuna, just because, like I said, what you've said. Something, and no disrespect to Mookie or Freddie, man. Mookie's very deserving. I love the way he plays the game. I love how he represents himself. Just a well-respected guy that loves the game and a great athlete. But I don't know. Acuna's showing out right here that something that's never been done, and we're not even through September. So he could be a 40-70 guy. Who knows?
Acuna's my pick too. I think if he hits 40 homers, it's a wrap. Yeah, for sure. Yep. So let's go back up top though. We'll look at these numbers a little, or at least they scare you less than the ones.
Yeah,
down.
I like looking at these. These are more my genre of
That's
numbers. Right. I don't know what it's like to hit 38 bombs and steal 63 bags. I might have given up 38. I think I led. We played in Fresno in AAA. My first year in AAA. You talk about when juice was happening.
Ooh.
playing in Fresno. We had to play at the Fresno State because they didn't have a stadium for us.
Oh, jeez.
When I was with the Giants, man, and I think there was like 3 or 4 of us starting pitchers on the staff that we led the league in home runs allowed.
Oh, no.
So I never hit 38, but I might have given up
Might have given
38.
him up, yeah.
Yeah. I was getting tittied that year.
Oh,
I was
my
like 20
God.
years old, going like, I'm never gonna get to the big leagues. This is tough, but
Was that
you
your
know,
first year? Was that your first year? Because I know you got called up to AAA your first year.
yeah, they made a trade. Joe Carter got traded. They traded for Darren Blood, who was a pitcher,
Hmm.
and Joe Carter was in there. So it was a roster spot open in AAA for that trade, and I got called up, and I was like, "What happened? Where am I?" Facing guys that big leaguers, ex-big leaguers, like, you better get that breaking ball over, and that's what I realized. Like, okay, my number 2 pitch has to be pretty good, and I have to be able to throw it in any count. So,
Sure.
yeah, definitely a learning curve there.
Hmm.
But yeah, back to those numbers: 16
Yeah.
and 4, 16 and 3 win loss, and a 12 and 9. I'm going to say, was it Garrett? No, sorry, we're not winning the
So
AL.
the
NL, sorry.
top name is Spencer Strider. The middle is Justin Steele on the Chicago Cubs, and then the bottom is Blake Snell.
Yeah. Well, if I had to pick my favorite out of watching the guy, it'd be number 1 pick, the top pick there. 16
Really?
and 4. Yeah, Strider, dude. I mean, watching him pitch is unbelievable
Yeah.
to me. Plus, he's rocking a good stash.
Yeah, I mean he is a special pitcher to watch. There are a few like him where it's you could pretty much pencil in 10 plus strikeouts every time he steps on the mound,
Well,
which is
who do you want
special.
on the mound? Who do you want on the mound in a playoff situation? And
See, that's a
right.
yeah. I
And
mean,
I sit there and I go, look he's got 245 punches. He's
yeah,
taking care of business for outs. If you want to get to your bullpen,
yeah,
which down the playoff stretch, you want that guy on the mound is dominating. I know he's
yeah.
rocking a 3.5 ERA. He's giving up a little bit more runs than the others there, but I don't know, man.
It's tough.
That just stand again. It's just power numbers. People like that. Sometimes that makes things a little bit more sexy. And again, another Brave.
Yeah, yeah. I
So
think
imagine the Braves leading some hardware this year. If they're the team to beat, they're the team to beat.
yeah. I mean, we talk about it. We've talked about it every episode. It seems like, and that you can't say enough about what they've done this year. And it actually. I'll get to. I want to spoil it, but that's my next question for you, talking about the Braves. But I think I'll give my pick here. I think there's some underlying numbers that I looked at a little bit too before I brought these up, and Blake Snell's numbers jump off the page for me initially, but he walks a lot of people, and he's walked close to 5 batters per 9 innings, which is not to me. I think when they're as close as this is, kind of the same thing with the MVP. You got to get into the nitty gritty type thing. And I think I'm assuming that's probably what the voters do. For me, I'm going to go with the middle. I'm going to go with Justin Steele. And I think the reason I say that is because we talked a little bit about, what do these guys mean to their teams in a playoff push? And I know that isn't always the end all be all. And for a lot of people, they think that shouldn't matter for a most valuable or a Cy Young or whatever it may be. But I think when you've got these 3 guys, you have to, like I said, get into that meat and potatoes. And I think for Justin Steele, I do not think that the Cubs would be in the position that they are without Justin Steele. I think Spencer Strider has been, incredibly valuable to the Braves, but they've been, their offense,
Dude,
there's
that's a
reason
small
he's got
ballpark,
such a
dude.
deep wing, you know
You're
what I
right.
mean?
That brings up a good. I mean, he's in that's a small ballpark in my opinion.
Which one, Atlanta?
In the Windy City. Huh?
Oh, Chicago. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
dominate that ballpark, man.
Right.
That's people talk about Denver. I look at Chicago. That's a tough ballpark to pitch in Wrigley. It is.
Yeah.
It plays small some days.
Yeah, and I mean, I know the strikeout numbers for him don't necessarily jump off the page, but
Hey, 1 inning's good, man. That's doing your job.
yeah,
Getting
yeah.
out an inning.
Yeah, and he just had 12 punchies, set a career high against the Giants in a game that they needed to win. So he's
Yeah.
like, he's keeping them in the playoffs right now, and I think that says something. To me, like with Strider, the 245 strikeouts, it's unbelievable. And he doesn't walk anyone, so it's like
No, I know.
it stands out there. But for me, it's just like
His
I look at
legs
a
are, and his balance, dude.
oh
When I
my
watch him
god,
pitch, I'm like, whoa.
yeah,
That,
tree
that,
trunks,
no, yeah, but I don't know what it is, and getting technical or
yeah,
the training that goes on nowadays. Everything gets better, right?
yeah,
Generationally, everything gets better. You pass the baton, more information, people figure out different ways. Uh, the biomechanics and doing all this stuff, and I'm doing it with my son,
mm,
who's a freak of nature. He's 15 years old. He's
he's
six foot
tall,
four.
yeah,
He looks like me, skinny ass when I was in college. Right now, he's only a sophomore in high school. But I'm trying to take all this stuff that I learned, but it's almost like old school. I need to get him into the
mm,
new school of things and go. When we're watching games, I'm like, watch what this guy's doing. Watch his balance position. Even like big guys like Judge, I'm like, look how he loads. And I'm not a hitter. I can't teach
mm,
hitting the way most guys would, but I like talking because I had to get it out. So I try to pinpoint some things, but I go, when you look at guys' mechanics and why they're consistently good, it's because they're able to repeat what the heck they're doing over
yeah,
and over again, right? And
yep,
then it becomes more of like, you just can play the game. I used to hate, and I'm not going to name an old teammate, but man, if he had a bad outing, dude, he was sitting there talking about his mechanics in the big leagues. I'm like, dude, you can't talk about mechanics every time you have a bad outing. If you're talking about mechanics, you should be in the minor leagues figuring out your mechanics. Okay?
yeah,
If you have a bad game, yeah, something was off, but if it's that off, you shouldn't be in the big leagues. Because in the big leagues, you're asked to win, you're asked to do those things. And if you're a number one, like these guys are, number 1, 2, or even a 3, you ain't talking about your mechanics too much. You're trying
yeah.
to figure out, hey man, I gotta make an adjustment, and now you better make an adjustment, otherwise you ain't in that category of what we're talking about right now, winning the most prestigious awards for pitchers and hitters. You're not.
Yeah, it's a great point. I mean, we talk about it all the time, and well, anyone who plays baseball has heard this term, like keep it, simplify things. And when you talk about repeatable, like for a pitcher, having a repeatable delivery is so important. And as a hitter, having a simple approach, having a quiet setup is something you hear a lot. You see guys like and there's your outliers like your Gary Sheffields, the ones who have their own specific timing mechanisms. But he talked about it when we had him on the show earlier this year, and he said, what works for me doesn't work for anybody, and that's so true. And I think a lot of the times,
But his son's doing it.
well, yeah, I
his,
mean,
son, his son's doing a little,
yeah,
a la chef right there.
yeah,
He's just taking after old man. But, like I said, no one wants to divulge their secrets and how to
hmm
get to the point where they feel confident and they feel I can repeat that and feel like I can be successful doing that.
yeah,
Because I think when baseball, the trigger is triggering that confidence. Like I know I
sure,
can do this to put myself into position to succeed. And
yeah,
once you start doing that, like I'm going to use Altuve as an example. I mean, the
sure,
guy is seeing the ball big
mm,
in his zone, right? You sit there, and go, God, he's in the zone. Or go there, guys, Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan sinking threes, or
yeah,
these guys that just having these dominant performances. Altuve right now is doing something that he's like, I'm locked in. What he's doing pregame or what he's doing in game or carrying and merging the two, he's locked in, and his mind is. You're sitting there seeing something special happen, and when elite athletes can figure that out, dude, it's scary. And you see like I said, you see some stuff that makes the highlight reel, and you sit there and you have all these talk shows go like, man, let's go break it down,
hmm
take a piece of that, and I'd love to be Superman and have that feeling again.
mm, I
I mean,
can
hell, these guys
imagine.
are these these alumni players that are doing the Savannah Bananas, stuff. They keep asking me to do it. I can't minimize my career by going and play the Savannah Bananas.
No, come on, you got to no, that would be
No, dude.
awesome.
No, I won't now. You'll never see me do that.
Oh,
You'll never see me do that, bro.
oh,
Can't do it. I know
why
people be
not?
like, "Oh, why?" I don't. I'm not doing a dance move on the mound. I'm not.
Well, I don't. I mean, but you'd
Doing
be
dance moves.
perfect for that. You would be But
Hey,
here's the
dude.
thing. Here's the thing. I know. It's. I think if you go into it, because it's not baseball, it's a completely different.
Exactly.
Well, that
Exactly.
right, but that's what
No,
I'm
exactly.
saying.
It's Harlem Globetrotter baseball. That's the way I look
Well,
at it.
no, it's banana ball. It's completely different rules. Like
Listen,
it's
if
not
the
even.
Backstreet Boys are singing as they're going to the plate and they're dancing, I wasn't a fan. I'm sorry.
Oh
People hate me for that. Again,
man,
dude, I'm not souring it. I just don't I just won't do it. And John Buck, my boy, he's done it again. He was out there again. I can't minimize. I just can't. I just can't do it.
what if you? All right, my last effort pitch to you here. What if you look at it as because I think what it is, if you look at it as not so much a mockery is the wrong word, but like I don't know, it's hard. I think you got to look at it as it's growing the game. Or at least that I think that's the main
Well,
mission
yeah,
of
for
it.
this generation. See, again, I'm sorry. I am so old school, right? I am. When
Yeah,
Phil Rizzuto and Mel Allen are doing This Week in Baseball, like that's the brand. That's what I love about the game. Love and
yeah,
respect that caliber. That excited me. That got me going. Going to the Hall of Fame in Cooperstown. That's baseball. This other
yeah.
sideshow stuff isn't. It's a circus to me. It's a
Well,
circus. It's a sideshow, and it's like I said. If it helps the game, great. Do I want to participate in it? No. I'd rather sit there and go. Like I said, I'm going to the Braves Pirates, game this weekend for an alumni event, and that to me is like I don't know. I just figure like I just picture stuff like we used to have to wear suits, right? I'm one of those guys that dress for where you wanted to be. I just
yeah,
look
yeah.
like, hey man, I got to do something at the highest level, and then I'm succumbing to just I'm wearing rip-off shirts and dancing. It's just not doesn't fit me and my personality. Yes, could I goof off and do that? Yeah, I love to have fun.
That is your
100%.
personality, you
I
know.
know, I know. I just would feel. I just feel like it's too goofy for when I'm out there. I compete.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
compete.
I get it.
I
I
just
get it.
don't
I
want to
could I
dance.
could
I'm not
see
going to
that.
do a dance on the damn field. I'm not doing a dance.
I could
I'm not
see
a
that
dancer. I'm
that
not a
switch.
dancer, man. I'm
You
not a
dance. Come
dancer.
on.
No,
I
I
could
like
see
to
you.
dance. I'm going to my
Yeah.
buddy's wedding. I'm going to dance for
Yeah.
sure at the wedding. But I'm not going to dance on the baseball diamond, right? You don't go to
I
watch
get
dudes dance on the diamond.
it. I get it. I get it. I think like I don't know. I just see it as like uh, maybe
There's so many other
talk to
things
some
that are
of
more entertaining to me than that. And I'm sorry, fans. Think I'm squashing it. I got to be
we
that
all want to
controversial
see you out
guy.
there.
No,
We
dude.
all want to
No
see you out there.
chance. No
You'd kill it.
chance.
Oh man.
No
Well,
chance.
talk to just do for me. Talk to some of your friends who have done it and just see what they think.
You know what my
Because
out is? I just got 3 PRP injections. I don't need to be out there dancing and hurt myself.
okay, all right.
Okay.
How about this? If they ask you, just say I'll do it, but my co-host on the Mound Visit podcast has to take my place.
All right. There you go. You want to
That
embarrass
all right?
yourself. All right.
No,
All
no, no,
right.
no. It's
Go
my big.
ahead.
That'll be my big break, I think.
That'll be your big
Um,
break. Your Twitter followers will go up, right?
yeah, my
Say
400
bananas.
Twitter followers, sure. Yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
Oh man. Anyways, we'll get
Hey,
off
speaking of
banana
hair,
ball
if
for a second
we
and
didn't.
go.
Yeah, we went sidebar fucking Mound Visit right here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sidebar Mound Visit. We went from talking to real shit to see what I'm saying. We just went from to now
Hey,
we're pinging low.
hey, but
It's
that no, no, no.
okay.
We're good. We're good. That's
Nobody. What was the score of the banana game?
all
Nobody
right.
knows.
Well, that
See,
all right.
nobody cares. There you go.
But it's
There
not.
you go. Nobody cares. What's the war of
man.
freaking? What's the dude on the Backstreet Boy? What's his war?
It's such a different game though. It's not
Yeah.
even, it's not even
Do they
baseball.
make rules up as they go along? They make a rule
No,
up for the game, or is it always a rule?
they've got all these rules that they've
Yeah, I
come
don't know. I don't pay
predetermined with.
attention to it. I
I
don't know.
know.
I'm
I
an
know.
old-fashioned dude. Give me my pipe. Give me my pipe, my coffee, and read me a good book. I'm old. I'm crusty.
Old Scrooge.
I'm crusty, dude.
Scrooge
Yeah, I'm crusty.
McNally over here.
How many licks does it get to the center of a Tootsie Roll pop? I'm like the owl. It only takes 3.
All right. Well, we'll finish off on some baseball before we go here.
Yeah,
And
let's
I want
clean
to
this
ask you,
up.
because we'll talk some baseball history here. I think this will be a really cool section to finish off on, because I touched on this earlier and I teased it, but talking about the Atlanta Braves and how good they are. I want to ask you, because
team
you've
to
seen
beat.
you've played with a lot of baseball and you've seen a lot of baseball. Where do these 2023 Atlanta Braves stack up with the best teams of your memory? Whether that's your childhood, whether that's your young adult years, your playing days, where do these Braves that you're watching right now stack up with the best teams you've ever seen or been a part of?
Well, when I was part of the Braves, we stunk. We won 5 games in April, and then I was out of there. I was a Blue Jay after that. No, Atlanta's a great organization, and like I said, I've said it before, it's a powerhouse NL team. It's great to see them back on top, doing what they've been known to do and historically do. But this team is solid from top to bottom. I really think that they're the team to beat in this year's playoff tournament that's coming up, man. I don't see them getting cold. It'll be interesting to see who can match up against them and beat them. But again, that's the beauty of the playoffs, is it's not the better team that wins; it's the team that plays better and gets hot. It's can the Braves be beat? Yeah, they've lost some games this year, right? So can they be beat? Yeah. I think the Pirates even had won a series against them, right?
They did, yeah.
Recently, so
Buccos.
the Buccos.
That's right. Well,
All right.
So what
do in Pittsburgh here? Let's go.
Yeah, I know it's tough.
It's a 4-8.
Well, what do you think? Do they stack up with any of the, I don't know, like I'm thinking about those late 90s Yankee teams, the 01 Mariners. Do they stack up with any of those for you? These Braves?
It's to be determined. I guess I want to see the photo finish.
That
Again,
was going to be I was going to
like
ask
I said,
how much
we're doing the
stock
same
you-
thing with individual performances.
Right.
Let's see what they can do, because it's a wash. If you have a great regular season and you do nothing with it in the postseason, what was the point?
Right.
You can't say, "Oh, we were great. We were so good. We could have won." What if we, listen, man, I'm rooting for Charlie Morton. The dude's a badass in the playoffs. He's got an all-star cast, like I said. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough to beat the Braves, and I can't wait to see. I'm hoping my Jays squeak in there, man. They're in third place now in the wild card, I think.
Jays are
Am I
close.
right on
Let me check.
I don't keep
check
up
that.
the exact amount of games. I want to say they are. I know they're like.
I believe they're 3.5 back.
Yes.
They were the last time I looked. Oh no, they are in that third wild card spot. They
man.
overtook the Rangers, man. Oh,
Yes. How about that?
man.
Yep. I knew they were neck and neck.
Mm-hmm. They
By
were
half
3.5
a
back
game,
last
dude.
time last
By
week.
half
Look at
a
that.
game,
They made up
bro.
that ground. That's my
Come
team.
on,
That's who
baby,
I'm
whip
rooting
that
for.
horse. I want to get up to Toronto again. They broke my heart against Seattle, man. That was a tough game to watch. Me and my pops and my oldest son, we were up there, and we're going to go back. We got to go back. We got to go back, see a different outcome, because that place is rocking when it's going, man.
I can't even imagine.
Loud. We got to get you up there, dude. We keep talking it. You had the wings. You had the wings. You got to get to Toronto.
Next stop, Blue Jays playoff game, baby. Let's do it.
And I got to get a haircut like you, because I'm starting to look like an alien. Look, see? Get my rooster tail. You look good, bro.
Business up front. We'll party
Tighten
in
it
the
up.
back.
Yeah, you tighten it up.
Hey, had
Stay
to.
clean.
Had to.
But this has been
All
a
right, well,
freaky show. It's been a freaky show. We've talked
that's right.
aliens. We've talked MVP Cy Youngs. I hope y'all have a great mound visit today, whatever the topic is on your world.
Mm-hmm.
But if you got something, make sure you subscribe, comment, tell us what you hate, what you like about the show. We'll take all comments, man, because you know what? It's okay to be booed and cheered. It just motivates us to be better, right?
That's right. That's
Either
right.
way.
That's right. Absolutely. And you can find this show on our YouTube channel. You could find us wherever you listen to your podcasts as well. And like you said, hit us up on social media. Tell us what you like and what you hate.
Stay freaky, bro. UFOs, they are here. They are here. Aliens.